Them ones.
Do that.
Yeah.
Like, in my idea, right, you would have to be a professional at something to require that sort of...
Or searching for perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voice recording or something like for cartoons or for gaming.
They're lying about everything. Earth is flat. Gravity's a lie. There's no satellites. They're hiding more land and resources in Antarctica.
Hello, day last year.
Hi, I'm conspiracy nerd, and I'm a flat earther.
Till Francis Bacon, Galileo, 1600s.
See,
where the
that
idea
wasn't hard
that
at all.
if you're going to say something and you think what you're saying is
got
true,
a little wider at the
then no matter how
wider in the middle does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger
lunar eclipses
than the
What's a
height of
lunar
Mount
eclipse?
Everest
If your
above sea
face
level.
is a brilliant sun,
Flat line, you fooled us for the last time. Flat line,
this is Earth.
flat line.
And
It's
the
no
moon is over
superior
here. The
bloodline.
sun is always casting Earth's shadow into space. It's always there no matter what.
Flat earthers, flat earthers, flat earthers. Flat earthers.
I don't see the curve, messing up my vibe, yeah, you got a lot of nerve. They say that we are king. Me and my homies, we don't say it, we just
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'ma leave it. I'ma say it. Do your research, how much I gotta say it. Earth is flat. Bro, you need to check your facts.
Here adds up. And you were right, there has been a cat in this video this whole time.
I got high up through the roof, and I landed on the moon flat blue. In reality,
fascinating. And how would that work exactly?
in 2D, like a video game from 1983. Besides going up and down the street, while y'all sleep. Y'all sleep. Y'all sleep.
Skull and crossbones flag in Ron's office. Lying to the public in the media.
Seamless, huh?
I had to battle half my team thinking the Earth is flat this year, and they think we've never been to the moon and all kinds of stuff. We've got a bunch of flat earthers. I imagine it makes for an interesting clubhouse conversation.
So Carpenter, yes, flat earther. Carlos Martinez, definitely a flat earther. Howdy's more of a round earth.
Smartest guy on the team, Paul DeYoung, is a flat earther. Never seen it.
Paul DeYoung, guy who actually does like NASA-like investigations into his swing.
And I have a really good friend who is flat earther stuff.
Flat earther.
Same thing. But Bill, there is no big glass dome over the Earth. Glass dome, are you with me? Huh?
Go with the flat earth theory.
Science and graduated to a club full of liars. Heliocentrism, you were the sixth victim. No team, you can sit on the bench with them, they nervous. But before you try to curve it, do your research. Flat line, you fooled us for the last time. Flat line, is no superior bloodline.
So you want to find the farthest point from that center. And it turns out sea level at the equator is farther away
What's
from
odd
the center
is
of the
there are
Earth.
people who think Earth is
sea
flat.
level will be a pole. It has nothing to do with global
Not a lot
warming
of
and
peer-reviewed
melting.
studies back
In the day, back in the day,
back in the day.
back in the
We know
day,
it's
Sounded
spin.
just like
you just say whatever you felt.
Once,
you know what? I believe that elephant poop will cure cancer.
Three people know
That's
that I wrote a day last year.
Like to
Good
read it?
for rule
Here it
number
is.
2. They're off to a great start.
So it wasn't
you
till,
spin, you know, when you spin
till
pizza
Francis
dough, it kind of
Bacon,
flattens out.
Galileo,
Wider in the middle
1600s,
so
where the
Earth,
idea that
throughout
if
its
you're going
life,
to say
even
something,
when it formed, it was
and you
spinning.
think what you're saying
And
is
it got
true,
a little wider at the
then no matter how
it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good word. It's like pear-shaped. Yeah. So it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger
lunar eclipses
than the
What's a
height of
lunar
Mount
eclipse?
Everest
If your
above
face
sea
is
level.
a brilliant sun.
Flatline. You fooled us for the last time. Flatline.
This is Earth.
Flatline. There's no superior
The sun
bloodline.
is always casting Earth's shadow into space. It's always there no matter what.
Flat earthers, flat earthers, flat earthers.
Sun, which is floating through the universe. A ball. We will now present you a different perspective. The Earth is flat and stationary, surrounded by a circle of ice that contains all the oceans, from where the sparkly vault of the firmament raises, under which rotate Sun and Moon in circular orbits very similar to each other. This model, known as the flat Earth, is way far from what the modern man is able to accept. Let's see why. Recently, Obama and Hillary Clinton have talked about flat Earth.
They must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society. They would not have believed that the world was round.
They are basically the current protagonists of the crew, which for centuries guarantees the meaning of the world to a few. They talk about it, avoiding the argument with a satire method, which is the treatment of mocking and discrediting everyone that questions any official versions. As always, we will venture into the law that most might find wrong. Francis Bacon, New Organ, 1620. Truth uncovers faster from mistakes than from confusion. The flat Earth argument quickly divulging on the web, dragging in researchers and average people. Thomas Kuhn's experiment will show you why, in his most famous work, The Structure of the Scientific Revolutions. can't yet know if this crisis will turn into a scientific revolution that will subvert the model, but the breaking points of the system seem to be unequivocally emerging. Before exposing them, the prefix. All the information in the astronomical field come exclusively from the deceptions of the space agency monopoly. These, careful not to contradict each other, have a common denominator. As common is the vector of all their logos. Every image, testimony, experiment, information, exploration, and scientific hypothesis about Earth and what surrounds it is born or created here under the vector's protection at the expense of the worldwide contributor.
How is it possible?
How do you know? Did you do the experiments to see if it's round?
That's exactly what they say. But that is the pinnacle of their arguments is, well, have you done the experiments yourself?
Because you're just taking people's word for it. Like, you don't actually know.
We haven't done. All right, you really want to do this? We haven't done. And you watch a ship sail off.
Earth angel, would you be mine, my darling dear? Love you all the time. I'm just a fool in love with you. Earth angel.
Don't see the curvature of the Earth. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
In that case, maybe I'll just take the time to tell you guys about
as far as the eye can see, the Earth is flat.
Somebody that can edit that for you.
Go with the flat Earth theory.
The Earth is flat. Bro, you need to check your facts. Then I landed on the moon flat too.
Section 7.2.1, the paratemporal exclusion clause, aka the viewer div, I had to shelve my plans for a year and change. The thing that really spurred me on originally was a specific Flat Earth video I came across one evening in 2017.
Flat Earth Proof 1, The Level.
That stuff is flat.
Looks like we're being poisoned.
But I thought he was kind of flat.
That stuff is flat.
Well, I get that's how that it works for most comedians, but I don't know. You're very subtle.
Songs of the last 4 decades.
To attract beams and run in front of your eyes and you still don't see it. It's over here, it's over there. They're mocking you. It's symbolism, it's haunting you. You do it too because you think it's cool. Wherever you're victim butterflies, the monarch program, it's in your eyes. In chaos, will control your mind. Pizza slices demonized. Pedophilia, picky too. They're all in, they exit you. Play the song back to listen through. New world order, reptilians and sorcerers, they all control you. The FBI, the CIA agent you left behind. They're listening right now. Hi, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the song tonight of me exposing.
Subtle,
As a compliment, Seth. Subtle is good. Dry humor, like the British. Seth, I promise I'll get it right this time.
Okay. NASA announced last week.
You want to talk about reality? Dig pretty deep, kiddo. Before you can find anything real. We live in a kingdom of bullshit.
Welcome to our little zero-G fantasy land. Welcome to our little zero-G fantasy land. Welcome to our little zero-G fantasy land.
Yeah, we could play Scrabble in space. Just keep it velcroed to the wall or the ceiling.
You can play Scrabble in space. Just keep it velcroed to the wall or the ceiling. You can play Scrabble in space. Just keep it velcroed to the wall or the ceiling.
Take Apollo! Eddie Bravo! Yeah!
You can play Scrabble in space. Just keep it velcroed to the wall or the ceiling.
All in our group has always been and always will until the end. We know now go. We know now go. We know now go.
So when I found out that I was selected to live and work on board the International Space Station, the first thing I tried to do was figure out how to get my flute on board. I actually have my own flute. I have a silver flute from Mr. Ian Anderson. I have an Irish flute from Mr. Matt Malloy. And I also have a tin whistle from Mr. Paddy Maloney. So now it's time to do what I think we all love to do, and that is...
We know, it's a fake news! Jesus stays rest!
Gravity doesn't care about direction.
Hi, I am Jack's astronaut, Koshi Wakata. You're not real.
I mean, look at this. Look at it! A world built on fantasy, hypnotizing us into the biggest slumber mankind has ever seen.
I heard the news today, oh boy. The Earth's flat and there's no outer space. That no news was rather blind. I just had to lie. NASA's got photographs. Kubrick tried to get it out.
I mean, at amazing speed.
He didn't know if their perception had changed. The crowd of sheep who sat instead. They'd seen this film before, but nobody could really see what he had been so cryptic for.
So far from me, I like the waters, the shallow waters.
I'd love to turn.
Man's inadequate body will never be able to leave the earth. No matter what they tell you, no matter what they tell you.
2000 classroom?
A covert operation by one country's operatives pretending to be from another country is a false this attack. It's called a false flag attack.
Everything's gone, and I don't know where I belong.
symphony born. Earth is a flat and motionless plane, and we are alive and we have a brain, but we don't know where we even are. And we see the sun and we see the stars. Where do we come from? Where is the time? And what makes the sun continue to shine? And how did it happen all on its own? Out of this life, from the unknown. I built a robot and gave him a name. I brought him to life and gave him a brain. I powered it up and he opened his eyes and he looked at me and he simply said, why? What is my future? Why do I breathe? And where do I come from? When will I leave? And why do I feel? And when will I know? And when it's all over, where do I go? I came here, where was my soul? And is there a reason that you have control? And if I'm a robot made with your hand, then where is your maker, creator of man? Who gave you life and spirit within? And who made the blueprint for you to begin? And where is your home? And how can it be that everything came from nothing like me? Where do we go now that everything is gone? And we don't know. What do we do now we're all alone, looking for a place to call our home?
Is CBS News science and futurist contributor and theoretical physicist Michio Kaku. All right, Professor Kaku, so can you explain, first of all, what antimatter is?
So you name the problem, it's got a toothpaste to supposedly take care of it. So we have charcoal toothpastes, which I did a separate video on, and the charcoal toothpastes, as research shows, really it doesn't do anything more. It looks like it should do something, but it really doesn't, other than it's highly abrasive. Most of the charcoal toothpastes are highly abrasive.
Hey. Is CBS News science.
The last thing here, that you were voted the sexiest astrophysicist by some magazine or other, so.
One thing that I've been wondering about is
the fact that there's a rise of flat earthers is evidence of. See, that's not just a beautiful. That's just a beautiful number. And so he came up and decided that here we are doing astrophysics through tax-based sources, funding through NASA, the NSF, and the like. And yet the public was not a participant, even vicarious participant on that frontier. And he felt that it was his duty.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball.
This is a man who just minutes ago was going 536 miles an hour, break the sound barrier on his way down.
The sky was totally black, I could see the curvature of the Earth, so that was amazing today.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth.
I could see the curvature of the Earth.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
I travel a lot and I fly a lot and I can see the curvature when I fly.
Okay, so 35,000 feet you can see it, right? That's what you're saying?
generally speaking, I can see a slight curve to it, yeah.
Okay, so Neil deGrasse Tyson says that you can't see it at that altitude, so I really...
This really doesn't matter. We have satellites.
That stuff is flat.
The Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship belt must fall, but the World Heavyweight Championship belt, because Hulk Hogan, yeah.
I never smelled the smell like that smell.
Don't get me started.
So if you see a man walking around without his head, that's me. What?
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog. If you get this way, right street.
Like east to west. Do you ever have to like slow down or speed up whenever you want? Depends on, yeah, you're right.
To talk.
It depends on wind. What do you mean depends on wind? Well, it's a function of ground speed. A function of ground speed. So, when you're face, then you'll be slower. No, like if you're landing east, and then if you're landing west, you have to slow down or speed up due to Earth's function. No. So we don't compensate for the curvature whenever we're landing, and then we won't do anything when it comes to the motion of the Earth. Curvature is. So it has to be a lot of stationary for that.
You don't see the curvature of the Earth.
But as I said, if you accept ULA's definition of perfect success, then that mission was perfectly successful.
Mr. Gass?
It would not be declared successful. If that was a contracted requirement, we would.
He would say it was successful by his criteria, but you'd say it was not successful.
The Department of Defense wants final say. So every item's checked by these two guys in here. Guys, I'd like to meet our new DJ, Adrian Cronin.
Ready for more?
More what?
Dimensions.
idiots. You ask them why they're here, it's like silence. No dialogue, they don't want to debate. They're intolerant of all opposing opinions, following their master's plan. They're like the minions. The fundamental difference in our two worldviews is I'm offended by lies and they're offended by truth. People sick of the politically correct, evident in the president-elect. CNN said Hillary would win. Instead we're making America great again. People sick of the politically correct, evident in the president-elect. CNN said Hillary would win. Instead we're making America great again.
Ah, here we are. Quote, undermine the faith of the masses in their leaders. If you tell them a lie, don't tell them a one. Tell them this one.
Something very scary and evil is on the loose. Let's hope it's momentary and people are just confused. Ordinarily, we've always had multiple different views. With the freedom to believe and speak the way we choose, and people changed. Almost like they've been possessed, became deranged. The socialists and feminists. As soon as Donald Trump became the president, something entered all the brains of the liberal left. Personalities split like a switch had been flipped. And the Hollywood elitists all lost their grip. They found out really quick their polls were all skewed, and everything they watched in life was fake news. So many walked away, the blue wave was just a puddle. They don't know what to say because they're living in a bubble. They like creating problems just so they can solve them. Chicken little liberals who think the sky is falling. People sick of the politically correct, evident in the president-elect. CNN said Hillary would win. Instead we're making America great again. People sick of the politically correct, evident in the president-elect. CNN said Hillary would win. Was willingly oblivious. Kids that go to college with degrees of being idiots. Spoiled socialists, obnoxious and hysterical. Take a baby's bottle and you see they act identical. Fix forbidden, men now act like women, calling everyone a fascist when they're the definition. They're all for globalism, our planet's in a prison. Our credo and our vision is Americanism. People sick of me would win. Instead we're making America great again.
Quote, by the use of flattery, insignificant people can be made to look upon themselves as born leaders. Unquote. You were born to be a leader. Don't do it.
Listen to me, everybody. I'm your new leader. I'm going to save your lives. I'm going to tell you what to do.
And because the shape of the Earth became a hot topic of debate around the turn of the 19th century.
If you look, you were
Now, when theory does not harmonize with practice, the best thing to do is to drop the theory.
Real good engineering.
Think forward. Think Research Channel.
Man on the moon.
Gentlemen, I'm pleased to report strong.
care what you say. I went to the moon and back, and everyone that's a scientist knows it. Now, if you want to not believe it, it's okay, you know? It's okay. It's a better story. It just happens to be a lie, that's all.
I am Simon Borgen. We are with